Krikoko, krikoko. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Critical Coffee Considerations with me, Francis Beck. I'm here in the digitalization office at Meise Botanic Garden. Here they did the amazing work of digitalizing millions of herbarium sheets of specimens that we conserve here to track biodiversity, to know how much biodiversity we still have, how much we had in the past, and to be able to follow that evolution. Now, the main effort has been done, so this is still in use, of course, for new samples, but it's not in use all the time. So I found a small window of opportunity to look into another problem, and that is characterizing the color of these coffee beans. That's why we can use this kind of a color reference, but then also I have here in place these 1 squared centimeter squares as a size reference. As I wasn't actually aware that I was going to be able to make a picture here, I actually made this sheet so I can just make a picture with my cell phone, but the one that I was making in my office had very poor light conditions, so I ended up here with these near perfect. You can still see some shades, so you could always get better light, I guess. They actually have these bigger setup, I guess, to do exactly this. Now, I was working on this problem because of the green coffee grinding issue I'm having for the research on tracing coffees, where we actually need to get as fine as possible a grind of green coffee, and I can already tell you it's just really not easy. So we're kind of going through different cycles with a ball mill to see how we can get the most uniform fine grind, to then do the ICP-OS, ICP-MS, or even isotope analysis with those green coffee beans. So to know how the progress was going with grinding it and how uniform and fine, I wanted to already get some kind of measurement. So I developed together with Copilot ChatGPT a script that with an interior, just a cell phone image from this, would then take these 1 centimeter square reference points to have a sense for the distance, and then be able to calculate the size of each bean. Well, actually, of the fragments being milled, but then as I was working at home, I also did it on the beans, which is fun because then, of course, the surface they're taking in, of course, will correspond with the volume they're taking in, which then, of course, corresponds with the density of the beans, and especially roasted beans, that will then correlate with the taste and how much you actually like it. If you're more into espresso, you actually like less density so that it's more fragile, it's going to be easier to process to make your espresso, because it will, when you're grinding it, it will be a finer grind, and so it will be able to withstand the water pressure better, and then you get that extraction that you like in espresso. But actually, for filter coffee, you might like more dense coffee, having been roasted less, but having more of the original flavors and citrus-like flavors and things like this. So, of course, to know how that correlates with your taste preferences, you need to measure as much as possible. So it's kind of a sheet, and just taking about 30 beans, I could kind of track the sizes. I'm already measuring density with the Nutella jar technique that you can see in other videos, but now I can just also determine the size of beans in an easy way. And as well, as I was here now seeing this color reference, I have some data to play with to see if I can get good color observations. In my personal opinion, density is more king than color as far as, guiding you to get your perfect roast for the coffee you would enjoy most. So basically we see here, a synergy of the work I'm doing in Meise Botanic Garden to get green coffee grounds for origin analysis, but then also working on tools that I'm able to use for my coffee roasting interests as well, and having a lot of fun in this way. So thanks for following this small clip on that. I will actually do another coding session in the near future to show you how you can use this script yourself if you want to measure the sizes of your own coffee beans, roasted or unroasted. Thanks for following, and hope to see you on a next episode.